Have you ever wondered why some Mendix apps just feel snappy? Data loads in a blink, while others just seem to drag their feet. Well, the secret, more often than not, is this powerful little feature hiding in plain sight: database indexes. Today, we're going to unlock that secret and show you exactly how to make your applications fly. So let's kick things off with a question I am sure we've all asked ourselves. You build this amazing app, it's packed with data, and then you get that dreaded feedback: why is it taking forever to find a customer? Or this search is just painful. It's a super common problem, but the solution, believe it or not, is actually pretty elegant.
Okay, so let's get into it. To fix this whole slowness issue, you don't need a beefier server or to tear your app apart. Nope, we just need to get a little smarter with how we handle our data. And the answer lies in a concept that's as old as books themselves.
And this, right here, just nails the whole idea. Think about your database like it's a giant library, okay? Thousands of books. Without an index, trying to find one specific fact is like having to read every single page of every single book until you finally find it. It's exhausting and it is incredibly slow. But with an index, well, you just go to the back, look it up, and boom, you jump straight to the right page. It's the difference between searching and actually finding. So, to put a more official label on it, a database index is basically a special lookup table. It's a pre-sorted cheat sheet that the database engine uses as a shortcut. Instead of slogging through the entire main table, it just takes a quick peek at this much smaller, way more efficient index to pinpoint the data you need. It's literally like the index at the back of a textbook. That library analogy is awesome for getting the concept down, but let's see how this thing actually behaves inside the Mendix platform. It's time to move from theory to a real-world example and see how you can build this right into your domain model. We're going to start with something I bet almost every Mendix app has: a customer entity. You know the one. It's where we store all the good stuff: names, addresses, phone numbers, the whole shebang. And as your app grows, this table can get absolutely massive. We're talking thousands, maybe even millions of records. Now, let's put ourselves in the user's shoes. Imagine they are constantly looking up customers. A really common way to search is by location, right? They punch in a zip code and a house number to find one specific person. For them, these two pieces of information are the key to finding that needle in a giant haystack. So, since we know this is a super common search, we can go in and create a single index on both the zip code and the house number attributes. And this is key in that specific order. Now, when a user does that exact search, Mendix doesn't have to scan the whole customer table anymore. It uses our shiny new index, instantly finds the record, and serves up the data. The result? Pure speed. Now, that all sounds pretty magical, doesn't it? Just sprinkle indexes everywhere and make everything fast. But, like any powerful tool, they come with some really important rules and trade-offs that you absolutely have to understand to use them the right way.
Exactly. I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, what's the catch? If indexes are so fantastic, why don't we just turn them on for every single attribute in our app by default? Well, there are a couple of very, very good reasons for that.
And here's the biggest one. Rule number 1, order matters a lot. If our index is set up for, say, zip code, then house number, it is only fast for searches that start with a zip code. If a user tries to search only by the house number, that index is useless. The database is right back to scanning the entire table, and you've lost all your speed. The search has to follow the order of the index to get that boost. And this right here shows you the fundamental trade-off. For reading data, so retrieving, searching, sorting, you get a huge green light. It all gets way, way faster. But for writing data, you get a small yellow light. See, every time you create a new customer or update their address, the database doesn't just write to the main table, it also has to update the index table, and that adds just a tiny bit of extra work. So let's just lock these key rules in. First, the order of attributes in your index is everything. Get that right, and you're golden. Second, always remember that trade-off. You're trading slightly slower writes for much faster reads. And third, a really important Mendix point: indexes only work on persistible entities. The ones that are actually stored in your database. All those temporary, non-persistible objects, they just live in memory, so indexes don't even apply to them. All right, you've got the theory, you get the rules. Now for the fun part, let's actually put this knowledge to work. We're going to build your performance playbook, a simple strategy you can use to apply this stuff directly to your own Mendix apps. Here it is, your simple 3-step plan. First step, you gotta be a detective. Hunt down the bottlenecks. Use Mendix's tools to find the queries that are taking the most time. Step 2, be a surgeon. Add very specific, targeted indexes on the attributes used in those slow queries. Don't just spree indexes everywhere. And finally, step 3, monitor. After you add an index, keep an eye on things. Are your reads faster? Is there any noticeable hit to your write speeds? You just watch and adjust.
And to get you started, here are some total no-brainers, classic candidates for indexing. Think about any unique thing users search for, like an email address, a customer ID, or an order number. Location stuff like a zip code is also a fantastic choice. The bottom line is this: if it's a field your users are hammering over and over again to find data, it is probably a great candidate for an index.
And that's really it. That's how you use indexes to build faster, way more efficient Mendix applications. It's such a simple concept, but it has a massive impact. So I'll just leave you with one question to think about for your own projects. Which slow query, which part of your app are you going to speed up first?